Hey YouTube, it's Anthony with you on this channel. This go around we're going to get rid of the wiring or some of the wiring from the green plug, the brown plug, and the black plug. So we've got a drawing that we're going to use again. It's in the descriptions. Also make sure you have a pad of paper, a pencil, or masking tape, Sharpie, some cutters, and other small hand tools, and we'll be right back ready to go. Okay, we are going to start with the green plug. This is a plug that's right next to our 60 pin connector. It's going to have some things in here that we're going to get rid of. Most of the stuff is going to stay. So first thing we're going to start with is our green and yellow. This is going to go to pin 19. And if we remember, 60, 40, 20. So 20, 19. Here's our green and with our yellow. We're going to keep this. This is going to be the signal that our fuel pump is running. It will be connecting to our fuel pump relay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and, sorry, wrong plug. I'm going to cut it off of our green plug, and we're going to label it fuel pump signal. Okay. One down. The next one is going to be pink. Let's see. Yeah, this pink and red here. It's got a very, very small little red tracer on it. So this is going to be our vehicle speed switch. The negative side, it's pin number 6. We're going to use this from the research that I've done, and don't quote this because you'll need to do a little bit more. I'm running a 5-speed transmission in my project truck, and the vehicle speed sensor is required for a manual transmission because it needs to know if you're out of gear but still rolling. So this takes the signal when you're moving, even though you're in neutral or out of gear, or the clutch pedal pushed in, and keeps the engine revs up. So it just keeps the engine from stalling. Again, so we're gonna label this one, again, pink with the red tracer. It goes to pin 6, so let's track that. There's our 20, so this will be 1. Remember, 1 is always yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here's our pin 6. And that is the wire that we were looking for. I know it's hard to see with this bundle in the way. I apologize. It's just, let's see if I can get it to wiggle for you guys. All right, there it is. You can see it moving. So pin 6, we're going to cut that out, and it is going to be VSS negative. If you're running an automatic transmission, from what I understand, this is not required. The AOD does not need a computer input or output to shift. Again, if you're running an AOD, double, triple, quadruple, or any other automatic transmission, double, triple, quadruple check on this. Don't trust some guy that you know on the internet that I don't know. I'm just going to tell you just like that. So I do know this is our vehicle speed switch, or VSS. So, and again, that's negative. Next, we're going to go with our pink and green. It's right next to the pink with the red. All right, this is our data link connector, or it goes to the data link. It's on pin 17. So again, pin 20, 19, 20, 19, 18, and 17. And you'll see that one that goes to the computer, one is going to go to your test pin. So if you look at the test pin here, here's our test pin. We have a pink with green on it. So we're going to use this. Actually, this would go up to the check engine light. So what we're going to do is we'll just make a connection here with, you can put a light bulb in it also to give yourself a reference, but we're just going to label this on the test data link. I'm going to take a little bit of tape and sticky side down this time because I don't want these to come apart very easy. But I'm going to take these together really well. I'm still going to leave myself a pigtail just in case I need to pull them apart. And over top of this, I will put data link. If some of your wire colors aren't matching, you probably have a different year. I know I said I'm using an 88 through 91. Mine is actually a 91, but it's a later 91. So it has the 91 through 93 wire colors. But I don't have some of the plugs that the later 91 and to 93 have. Okay, next on our list is a gray and black. It's a small gray and black. And this is our vehicle speed switch positive. So this is, again, right with the transmission part. We're going to keep this. This is pin number 3. And if we look down here, 1, 2, 3. Here is our gray with black. We'll pull that through. And we're going to label that VSS positive. This white with red, it goes to the low oil sender, and this is in the oil pan on the side. It's going to be on the driver's side. I'm not using it, so I'm going to take mine out. Again, it's white with red, so I'm going to find it and pull it out. If you're looking for it, it's going to go down to the black plug. This is another plug we're going to be working on. So we just helped ourselves out by getting rid of it. All right, what's left on the green plug is a large gray with a yellow. This is our power to the oxygen sensors, or it's called HEGO on the drawings. So this is going to go to one of our relays. So we're just going to put HEGO power on it, or you can put HEGO 12V for 12 volts. It's whatever you want to put on there, but marketary, you understand that this is going to be our power for the oxygen sensors. So I'm writing HEGO power on it. And now our green plug is done. So let's move on to the black plug. I'm gonna move some of this out of the way a little bit so that make this easier. All right, so I've bundled these 4 wires here. I'm gonna tell you the colors. These are our oxygen sensor wires. So we've got a red with a black. This is our pin 43, and it's our left HEGO signal. So we can get our 60 pin, and we're gonna find 43. So we've got 20, 40, 60. Let's flip it upside down. It's going to be 41, 41, opposite of 1. So it'll be 1, 21, and 41. So we have 41, 42, and then it's 43 is our red and black. So we can do a simple continuity test, and we'll do that with the meter that we talked about. So when some of the wires get longer and they're more difficult to I'm gonna try to put this so you guys can see the meter. When they get more difficult to just pull and trace out like that, we can trace this out with electrical meter. This is a volt ohm meter, multimeter, lots of different names for it. But you can see this in the off position. We have volts AC, volts DC, millivolts AC and DC, ohms, and in this little one right here, not sure if you can see it. I'll put this up here. This one right here is our tone or beep. And this lets us do a continuity test. Get my leads. When you put them together, you hear a little note. So we're gonna stick one end into our pin, 43. So that would be 41, 42, 43. Go ahead and just stick it in there. And then we can go to the other end of our plug. So if you're looking at it like this, it's gonna be from the top 1, 2 over, just looking at it in the back. So touch it on the pin and we know it's our wire. Excuse me. So I'm gonna cut it off of this plug here. There they are. So I'm gonna cut my red with black. I'm gonna cut it off and we're gonna label this HEGO left. Next, we're going to look at our gray with a blue stripe. This is going to be our Higo right. Before I cut it, all right, this is going to be on pin 29. Again, what we said, remember 20, 40, 60. So halfway through is going to be, let's see, where are you at? I hate some of these. All right, get out of the way. All right, so there's 30, 29. 29 is gray with the blue again, so this would be, sorry guys, would be 30, 29. So we're gonna use our meter again. Went into 29 pin. You're gonna hear the meter, I'm not gonna have to show you. And so the blue and the gray is gonna be, if you're looking at the connector the same way with this tab up, all right? It's gonna be at the bottom over, opposite of what the red was. The red was on top, the gray with the blue would be on the bottom. So there's our pin. So we're gonna cut this out, and again, we're gonna name it Higo Right. We're cutting these off of this harness because most of the time nobody gets the oxygen sensor harness with their harness unless you pull out yourself. If you do, this part doesn't need to be done. You can keep your plug-in harness, just trim out the wires. We're gonna have to take and get the pigtails, which you can buy, and we're gonna go ahead and put these in and make our own oxygen sensor harness. So this was Higo Right. Okay, now we have the black with a white tracer. This is our ground for the oxygen sensors. It's not gonna go back to here. It's going to actually get tied in with a bigger bunch of grounds. So let's go ahead and we'll just cut that wire and label that Higo ground. I'm just using GR for ground. And then our power from the relay. So remember I showed you the large gray and yellow, and I said in the green connector, and I said this is gonna be our Higo power. Well, that one starts as a pretty good heavy gauge wire, and it's smaller. So you wonder why, how is that? Why is that? When you're tracing, it converts up here through a fusible link. And remember I was telling you mine was cut or burned. The fusible link, and you can see the black on it, it burned the link. So there was a short for a long time somewhere on that. So when we go back and build this back up, we're just gonna solder this. I'm gonna take the fusible link out because these will be protected by a fuse when we are building our relays for our power. So again, down here, the small gray and with yellow is our Higo power. So I'm going to cut that. And we write Higo power on it. I'm just writing Higo PWR for power. All right, next we've got the white with red. This came from that green connector, and it is our low oil sender. Again, I'm not using it. I'm cutting mine out, and I'm pulling that wire out. Okay, what's next on our plug, our black plug, is going to be the wires for our new NDS or neutral safety switch. So some of the drawings differ in colors. I've traced the pin, and I know pin 30, okay, is going to be our signal out from our computer or the signal in, depending on how it is with a manual or an automatic transmission. So some of the drawings show that as a purple and yellow, but I've got a purple and yellow. It does not go to my computer. Mine is a blue with a yellow, and I'll show you. So the pin 30, which is the NDS, again, we've got our 40 here, so it'll be 31. This is 30. And we're sitting, doing continuity again. And here is my purple, which is the far end one. So that would be this one here. And we have nothing. It actually goes over to my brown connector, which we'll be removing. My blue with the yellow, which if you're looking at it from the bottom is second one from the left, is my pin 30. So I'm going to cut this, mark this NDS 30. And that is going to be going down towards our oxygen sensors, which is close by the transmission. So we'll be able to use those wires down there. I'm going to go NDS 30 on mine is again blue with yellow. You want to check and make sure this goes to pin 30. So there is that. NDS 30. Okay, so I've got two wires left in here, purple and yellow and a white and black. I'm gonna use my meter again, and we're gonna use it in continuity. So here's our brown plug. It's starting to get a little busy, but here's our brown plug that's on our list to remove. If you look, here is a purple and yellow wire. We're gonna put one in that one end, and the two wires are on both this side. If you're looking at it with the tab up, both on the left side. So we'll stick our pin in there, and there's our purple and yellow. Our next is our white with black. So we're going to find our white with black in the brown connector. Put one of the meter on it. And so we know that we're not using these wires. We're going to take and cut them off of the black and the brown and get rid of them. These black, green, and brown connectors are just running between the body of the car and the engine management. Some of the stuff is just passing through and not being used by the computer or the engine or anything. So we want to get rid of all of those. we're going to remove our purple and yellow and the white and black. If your harness is different, if you're sitting there going, man, this isn't the way my colors are, don't cut these wires out if they don't make sense to your harness. You could be doing some, you know, cutting something you don't want out. So we're gonna go ahead and pull on the purple and yellow and the white and black, and we're gonna pull those out of our harness. Alright, so now we've got two plugs out of our way. We're gonna go through this brown one, and that's gonna show you guys there's gonna be quite a bit that was running through here that we didn't need for our engine to run.